Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Retire Abroad Finance. My name is Martha, and today I want to talk about Spousal IRA. And this can be a really great tool to use for your retirement planning. If you're married, living in the U.S., and one of you earns little to no income, there's a powerful retirement tool that you might be missing out on. It's called the Spousal IRA, and in 2025, it is more relevant than ever. Whether you're planning for retirement, optimizing your tax strategy, or just trying to build financial security, this video is for you. So let's get started. Now, before we start, I do just want to clarify that I am not a tax advisor. I am certainly not your tax advisor. And all of this information is available publicly on the internet. And I would suggest that you go to the IRS website and get it straight from the source. But I will be sure to link the sites below that were used for this presentation. The Spousal IRA is a special provision that allows a working spouse to contribute to an IRA on behalf of their non-working or low-income spouse. Normally, you need earned income to contribute to an IRA, but this rule makes an exception for married couples filing jointly. So here's what you need to qualify. You must be legally married. You must file a joint federal tax return, and the working spouse must have enough taxable compensation to cover both the contributions. Let's talk numbers. For 2025, each spouse can contribute up to $7,000 if under 50, or up to $8,000 if 50 or older. That's a potential $16,000 per couple tax advantaged. Catch-up contributions are a great way to boost savings, especially if you are near retirement. You may even be able to contribute to an IRA if you are already contributing to your 401k at work. So it's really worth looking into perhaps consulting a tax advisor or checking the IRS website to see if your income does qualify you to do this. I have contributed to both my 401k and my IRA and a spousal IRA for the past 2 years, ever since my husband retired. Income matters, especially if you're aiming for a Roth IRA. In 2025, full Roth contributions are allowed if your modified adjusted gross income is under $230,000. And that's as a couple, obviously, because we're talking about a spousal IRA. Above that, contributions begin to phase out. Traditional IRA contributions are allowed regardless of income, but deductibility may be limited if either spouse is covered by a workplace retirement plan. Okay, so let's bring this to life. Imagine a stay-at-home parent or a spouse transitioning careers, or in our case, a retired spouse. Without earned income, they would normally miss out on being able to make IRA contributions. But with a spousal IRA, the working partner can help build retirement savings for both. This strategy is especially powerful for couples with uneven income or those planning early retirement. Spousal IRAs aren't just about saving, they're also about strategy. Contributions may be tax deductible depending on your income and your coverage. Use traditional IRAs for upfront deductions. Use Roth IRAs for tax-free growth. And don't forget asset allocation. Balancing retirement accounts between spouses can reduce your RMDs, your required minimum distributions, when it comes time to start taking those. Setting up a spousal IRA is simple. Most brokerage firms offer them. Just open 2 separate IRA accounts, one for each of you, and ensure the working spouse's income will cover both of the contributions. So if you are going to contribute $8,000 per person in an IRA, That means you're over 50. You have to make at least $16,000 for the contributing spouse. So let's talk about how you're going to go about this. First of all, you're going to confirm your eligibility to contribute to IRAs. That means checking what your modified adjusted gross income is. You're going to next choose your IRA type. Select your provider. And then lastly, you're going to fund the account for both of you, or either one of you, whatever you're doing, by April 15th of the next year. In this case, that will be by April 15th of 2026. So it really is as simple as all of that. But before you go, let's cover a few common pitfalls. You're going to want to avoid these mistakes. The first is filing separately for your taxes, because this disqualifies you right from the start. You're going to need to file married jointly. Another is contributing more than your taxable compensation. Again, if you are not making at least $16,000, you are not going to be able to file for the full $8,000 each. In addition, you don't want to forget your catch-up contributions. So if you're over 50 and you have the ability to contribute $8,000, don't stop at 7. Put in that 8. If you don't need it for your expenses, then go ahead and use the tax shelter. Especially if you are at a higher tax rate now and you are looking at a lower tax rate once you retire, you want to go ahead and shelter that money. So don't forget to take all of the contribution amount that you can. Lastly, don't assume that you're eligible for the Roth without checking your MAGI, your modified adjusted gross income. You do not want to have to turn around and owe a lot of money in taxes when you've assumed that you can make that contribution as a Roth. So to sum everything up today, the spousal IRA really is one of the most underutilized retirement tools out there. A lot of people just assume that they can only contribute for one person, and that is not the case. If you're married and planning for the future, don't leave this money on the table. You're going to want to have as much savings as possible when you get to that point of retirement, especially if you are going to retire early. So if you want to learn more, visit the IRS page at the link here on this page and read up on what the requirements are, and you can determine whether or not you are qualified to contribute to a spousal IRA. So if you like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more content on retirement planning or travel finance, please check out my other videos. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless.